So can.
Can. Can we talk about it? Yes, we can.
The Cannes Film Festival has concluded. We held off this episode until after Cannes Film Festival so we could give all of our thoughts. That's why we were wearing different things and we might look slightly different, or the camera angles might be slightly different. But yeah, Cannes Film Festival. We're talking about it. It is Monday now, May 30th. So 2 days after the Cannes Awards were announced, and we have our newest Palme d'Or winner, and that would be Ruben Östlund's Triangle of Sadness, Neon, taking their third Palme in a row. They picked it up right after its premiere, so Neon obviously saw something in it.
Yeah.
This is Ruben Östlund's second Palme in 5 years. His first one for The Square, which ended up getting him a nomination for Best International Feature. Ended up, I can't remember what it lost to. 2017. Can't remember what it lost to. But regardless, Neon's coming to play at Cannes. Like, honestly, I think the rule for predicting is just if Neon picks it up, like it's probably going to win, because between Parasite, Titan, now this, I'm very excited. I like The Square. Have you seen? I can't remember.
No, still not seen it.
I'd recommend it. Okay. I think I described him previously as like the Swedish Adam McKay, which I don't think is entirely like doesn't go as much on the comedy side and much more on just like over the top satire. And not all of it is like comedic necessarily. Sometimes it's just like very like awkward and like uncomfortably funny, but not like jokes. Adam McKay is more like jokey. Ruben Östlund sometimes like I don't like this, but like yeah. Always get some great performances though. Also Force Majeure, which was adapted into the awful Will Ferrell movie Downhill. So yeah, this is, and it's weird. Triangle of Sadness reaction. Letterboxd, loving it. Top film to come out of Cannes other than Top Gun Maverick, and that didn't really premiere at Cannes. It was the Triangle of Sadness was the top movie to premiere at Cannes. 3.9 from Letterboxd. Really strong rating. Metacritic, a 66.
Yeah, and we saw this last year. Like, Titan was very well critically received, but like if we're actually talking about Oscars, like, will it fall into that crowd? That is a question that we'll need to discuss. But like, it certainly now could be a player for international feature. I definitely don't think it's a breakout hit in the same way like Parasite was, but it could be Oscar season.
Yeah. I could definitely see it happening. Like, especially, I mean, they nominated The Square. Like, he does have previously nominated work. I feel like Julia Ducournau is kind of different because like Raw was nowhere close to awards. But like he's like a very well established and like respected director, and like The Square even wasn't like that much more highly received. Like its Metacritic is a 73.
Okay.
Like he's a very in the same way as Adam McKay, very critically divisive, just because of his very pointed and over the top satire. So yeah, but I don't know. We got reviews from some Oscars pundits, including one Oscar expert, saying that this could be looking at international, maybe screenplay. It was also, I believe, his favorite or second favorite of the fest. I believe just behind After Sun. But yeah, I don't think Next Best Picture has anything on it yet, if I remember correctly. They might. I'll pull it up while we're talking if they do. But yeah, I don't know. I could see screenplay happening.
They nominated like the worst person in the world for screenplay, and that wasn't an international feature, because like usually you associate this sort of screenplay nomination to be the international feature winner, but that was proved wrong last year. So like even if it's not winning international feature, it now could happen for screenplay. We'll have to see.
I think, I mean, at the bare minimum, it will be Sweden's submission.
Yes, yeah, it should be.
Like, I would struggle to find a world where it's not.
Yeah, unless they're just spiteful and don't want to. Yeah.
Well, I mean, they submitted his last movie, so
Yeah,
like, I
exactly.
don't.
So
Unless they do like the only thing that could be compared to is like Spain with Pedro Almodovar saying like, we
yeah,
need to spread the love.
Mm.
But like, yeah, I don't know. I would definitely keep an eye out for this one. I don't know about performances, like,
yeah,
but
doubt it.
yeah,
Like, they didn't give performances for Parasite, and I mean, yeah,
I
you know.
mean, yeah. What
So
was the
they,
last?
they
All right, yeah. Oh, well, Penelope Cruz.
yeah, but I don't know before that. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. What was the last? I don't know. Yeah, like the last, like I mean, there's Amor, but then something after that, I can't think of anything off the top of my head. I'm sure I'm missing
No.
something. But yeah. So Triangle of Sadness definitely will be one to look out for. Okay, so Close is the movie that a lot of people thought was going to win. It's from Belgium, directed by Lucas Dont. And this is one that we glazed over. We're like, oh, okay, his first movie was actually pretty negatively received. It won the Camera d'Or at Cannes for Best First Feature. It's about a trans girl like struggling with gender dysphoria through like in a ballet company. And like people at Cannes liked it. Once it got out to like all the other critics and stuff, people weren't the representation of like in the portrayal, I guess, of the trans experience. People felt was very very disingenuous and
Okay.
not handled very well. Like it was very obvious that it was made not like well
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, but people really, really loving the his follow up here, and this is the award that last year went to Compartment Number 6 and A Hero. This would be the Grand Prix, second place. Other films to have gotten it: Atlantic's Black Klansman
Okay.
in recent years, and yeah, it's the story of just a friendship between two 13-year-old boys as we see it start to fall apart because of different circumstances with each of their families. And they start to drift apart and lose their friendship at a young age. People like it, reportedly, everybody was like crying at the end.
Okay.
It's a very, very like tender and heartbreaking film. A24 snapped this.
That is exciting. That is exciting.
And yeah, this has an 82 on Metacritic, a 3.8 on Letterboxd. This will absolutely be Belgium's submission. They submitted Girl despite the controversy. So this is going to be 100% Belgium submission. I could see it getting in. I could see this winning.
I mean, it very well could. It very well could. Yeah. Like if we were like it's a heartfelt drama from what it sounds like. So
yeah,
it's not going to be not something the Oscars go for.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. And like this also just makes sense for Cannes, to be the Cannes breakout. I mean, like I don't know. I could definitely see this film being the one that we look at by the end of the year and going like, oh, okay, this was the Drive My Car.
Yeah.
I think it makes sense. Much like last year, and I guess this is just a thing now. The Grand Prix was a tie as well as like their other thing, so they just did the top 5 instead of a top 3, which like whatever. Like
Yeah.
you can do whatever you want, but why not just make a top 5? I don't know. But the other film was Claire Denis' Stars at Noon, which I was predicting to win. But Thomas, pretty mixed reception, a 63 on Metacritic, and Letterboxd, who loves Claire Denis, gave it a 2.6.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, that is like
So pretty weak. Yeah, A24 has it still. But yeah, this was getting like some pretty negative reviews. In all honesty, people were not fans, which is unfortunate. I don't see this being France's submission.
No, especially like France always have a plethora of films that they could choose. So like it's not like a country like Sweden or Belgium who don't produce many films typically. So yeah, like I wouldn't be surprised if maybe this isn't one that they go for.
Yeah, which is, I mean, it's unfortunate because like I want to see Claire Denis get like her Oscars moment, and she's getting old. Um, like she's 76 now. I don't
Okay.
know how much longer she's going to be making films. But yeah, I don't know if France has ever submitted one of her movies. Um, which I mean, that's just, I mean, come on, like at least Beau Travail. But uh, yeah, I don't know. It just doesn't make sense. I think that France will have a lot more unless A24 like really pushes for it.
Yeah.
I don't see this happening. I mean, it still did like tie for second at Cannes though, so who
Yeah,
knows?
so it's still doing all right, but yeah.
Yeah. So then our jury prize, EO, got picked it up. The jury prize previously went to films like Memoria, Les Mis, Bacurau, and yeah, EO is just, it's about like a donkey wandering through like the mountains and the people he encounters. It's really
All
like
right.
just, like a love letter to film by like this very old Polish director named Jerzy Skolimowski.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Yeah, so it picked up a 75 on Metacritic. So like a decent, it might be like the submission from Poland, I guess. A 3.4 on Letterboxd. Like people liked it, but like it wasn't anything that was like that special or blew people away. So
Okay.
I
Okay.
don't think that we have to pay too much attention to it. One that's interesting though, the Eight Mountains, Le Otto Montagne. It's the Italian film that I kept on saying was from France last time. Director, oh Jesus, Charlotte van der Smeech and Felix van Groningen.
Yeah, good enough. Good enough.
Felix guy. So it's
Yeah.
Charlotte, it's her debut. Felix, yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at
Yeah.
Felix. We
Felix,
might
just
know him
Felix.
from directing Steve Carell and Timothy Chalamet in Beautiful Boy. Um,
Oh, okay.
picked up some nominations, I believe, across award seasons. It underperformed, I think, at the Oscars. It did end up missing even Timothy Chalamet, which I think is kind of a crime. Like, I didn't think the movie
Yeah.
was like, incredible.
No, no.
It
It
only might
is a fairly cliche take on
it's a
young
very
addiction, but
cliched film, but like at least Timmy. So yeah, it didn't pick up any Oscar noms, but it got like, I mean, Timmy got in BAFTA, Critics' Choice, and
we're
Golden
just calling
Globe.
him Timmy now, aren't we?
No, I'm on a first name basis with him.
Yeah.
But yeah, the BAFTA, yes, SAG, Golden Globe, Critics' Choice, and BAFTA. Timmy
Yeah.
got for, missed the Oscar though. So,
Shame.
yeah, but this could be a thing. Maybe it's Italy's submission. A 78 on Metacritic, so like relatively strong. I know Letterboxd liked it a fair amount too. I know people talked a lot also about cinematography with this. Like it's
Okay.
beautifully shot. A 3.5 on Letterboxd. So yeah, for sure. Um, Sorry, I just saw a Letterboxd review. 3 stars, the stratification of Brokeback Mountain.
Okay.
um,
Yeah.
Letterboxd, my joy. So now some other awards that were handed out. Director went to one Park Chan Wook for Decision to Leave.
Mm. Yeah. Well, that is
So
interesting.
Decision to Leave and Broker. Let's talk about them. Decision to Leave picked up an 88 on Metacritic. It's Park Chan Wook's highest, I think. Broker though only a 74.
Yeah.
It's interesting. However, Park Chan-wook, never been submitted before. And like this might be more of a critics thing. I could totally see them going for Broker. It is the crowd, from what I heard, it's like it is a heartwarming, like crowd pleasing, just joyous film. Song Kang-ho won Best Actor.
Yeah. So you do have to look at that as well. But I mean, Penelope Cruz got in without her film doing it, so like maybe he can still get into the conversation either way, even if Broker isn't picked.
I could
yeah,
see.
I don't know.
I know. I could see Song Kang-ho getting nominated if critics
for sure.
push him. Like if critics groups push him, like I don't know. I could really see Song Kang-ho and people being like, okay, here's your nomination that you deserve for Parasite. Like, I mean, I don't know. But
yeah,
I think it could
I'd
happen.
probably still put Decision to Leave personally, probably just slightly ahead of Broker, just by the way it was received, and like the international feature category is one that often like doesn't mind going for these more critical, like acclaimed films. Obviously, didn't go for Titan, which I know you're still bitter about, but it still does go for these. So I wouldn't be too surprised if Decision to Leave was selected, but just maybe it's not Drive My Car. So
here's the other yikes about Decision to Leave. Mubi is distributing.
Yeah, well, that is true. But...
And I don't know if it's like it's going to theaters, but like Mubi has no money to campaign. So it will really have to be picked up by critics like Drive My Car did. Like it's going to have to get the Drive My Car treatment, because if Drive My Car wasn't pushed so hard, it wouldn't have gotten in, because Janus Films does not have the money to push it.
No.
So I don't know.
And maybe we could see a world in which Korea picked Decision to Leave, and then it just Korea doesn't get any Oscar nomination this year. Like that could happen as well.
Which would be crazy. I don't know. I could also see Broker Island though, because it's Neon. Like Neon's gonna be pushing. Next Best Picture has Decision to Leave though, as the Oscars prospects being director, international cinematography, and editing. So Next Best Picture very high on it. And I'll bring up Next Best Picture a bit because they're usually pretty accurate. They have a solid group of analysts, Oscars pundits.
Yes.
Actress went to Zahra Amir Ebrahimi for Holy Spider. This is Ali Abbas's new film. I don't think it'll be that much of a thing. It might be submitted by, I believe, Iran, but I don't see it being a thing. Tariq Saleh won screenplay for Boy from Heaven. Once again, I don't think this will be something that we have to pay too much attention to. Kind of fun though. Camera d'Or for Best First Feature went to Riley Keough for War Pony, and Jenna Gamel, Riley Keough, of course, star of Zola. So, fun to see her picking up awards at Cannes. Like that's always cool.
Why not?
Like, why not? I liked Zola.
I liked it enough. I liked her in it. She was good in it.
Yeah, absolutely. But okay. Let's talk about some of the other big stuff. Namely, After Sun. This is the debut by Charlotte Wells. A24 picked it up immediately. Thomas, do you know this has a Metacritic?
What does that have a Metacritic?
A 90.
Wow. Okay. If you know, if you know anything about Metacritic, that is very high.
That is ridiculously high. Like Parasite's like a 96. Like, I mean, this is insanely high. I mean, even like, what did Drive My Car get? Drive My Car was a 91, and that was like the highest critically acclaimed. That was the most critically acclaimed film of last year. Along with, I think, Worst Person in the World, which Worst Person in the World was at a 90 as well. So like, this, if A24 pushes this thing, it's going to happen.
It could, but as you say, like they did already they are picking up other stuff. A24, they are running the risk of overfilling their plate, which could be a danger. But yeah, if, like it is at this point, yeah, again, what do they want to choose to push? And if they push this, yeah, I could definitely see this being something.
Oh, 100%. I don't know. I feel confident. Like I this feels like a screenplay movie to me. Like without seeing it, but like this feels like something that goes into screenplay. And I lied. This was the most highest on it. This was the most highest. This was the highest on Letterboxd. A 4.0.
Okay, yeah,
A 4.0.
yeah.
Like, come on. This was Cole Jaeger, the Oscar experts, highest rated. His only 5 of the fest.
Nice.
I mean, I just I just like people are saying they watched it 3 or 4 times. Like this just I think it's going to be a thing. I mean, just having this like, someone like Charlotte Wells just break out, right? Debut feature. Boom, on the big stage. I don't think it was like in any kind of like competition or like it was in it was part of the director's Fortnite week or something.
Okay.
So it wasn't eligible for any awards. But no, it was the highest reviewed out of the fest. It stars Paul Mescal, who's probably most famous for being Phoebe Bridgers' boyfriend.
Okay.
And he's previously he was the one like young guy in The Lost Daughter.
Okay.
Is like the only thing that we really know him from, I think. Yeah, like that's pretty much it. He was in Normal People, the miniseries on Hulu.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I'll just read out the synopsis on Letterboxd. Sophie reflects on the shared joy and private melancholy of a holiday she took with her father 20 years earlier. Memories, real and imagined, fill the gaps between mini DV footage as she tries to reconcile the father she knew with the man she didn't. And it's about a young single father who's like, I think 17 or 18 or something like that, who has a daughter and trying to raise a child like from that age. And yeah, I mean, people are what's Francesca Corio, the girl who plays Sophie. First film, people are comparing her to Woody Norman, just as far as like quite possibly, or like again Jacob Tremblay in Room, like one of the greatest child acting performances ever.
Wow. Okay.
So that she's like stunning. The screenplay is beautiful. It's beautifully shot. There is like some incredible like symbolism used around it. Like it's so well directed. I mean, I don't know, man. Like I think that
it could well. Yeah, I don't think the child performance will get in like that. They are rare. The child performances can do anything the actors can do. But yeah, this could definitely be something you say screenplay. I could definitely see it going down that path.
oh, for sure. I don't know. I honestly, if I have to predict, like, but at the end of the year, and we're like, what was the big critics push to come out of Cannes? I think it's this.
Yeah,
I think this is our movie. This was our big critics push. So
yeah.
Yeah. Another one that I want to bring up is Corsage from Marie Kreutzer. So Corsage is about Empress Elizabeth of Austria. It's about how she was idolized for her beauty and her fashion trends. And it's about her 40th birthday and trying to maintain like a strong public image. Vicky Krieps of Phantom Thread plays her. Yeah, this got an 81 on Metacritic, only 3.4 on Letterboxd. But I bring it up because it is a movie kind of about like it's a period drama, kind of about fashion. People are saying comparing it a lot to Spencer.
Okay.
Which
that's a good sign. That's a good sign.
Yeah, which unfortunately underperformed, and I don't see Vicky Krieps getting nominated for this. But like maybe something to consider for costumes. Maybe something to consider because it is more explicitly about the fashion. I don't see who is distributing it, but I could see this being Austria's submission.
Yeah, I mean
Uh,
it's another one like Belgium or Sweden, Austria. You know, not typically known for their filmmaking, so they probably won't have many options come Oscar season.
yeah, yeah. Funny Pages from Owen Klein, another director's Fortnight film. He's Owen Klein, a child actor, most notably from The Squid and the Whale, Noah Baumbach's film, making his directorial debut. It's another one that A24 picked up.
Okay.
Got a 79 on Metacritic, maybe a thing. Um, okay, so let's talk about this. From Denmark and Iceland, I don't know which country to qualify for. We have Godland, a film by uh, Hon, Hon, Hon,
Yeah.
Hoinyor Palmason. Picked up an 86 on Metacritic. So
Wow.
another
Okay.
really strong score. Whether it be Iceland or Denmark, this could make sense for their submission.
Yeah.
Um, it's in the late 19th century. A young Danish priest travels to a remote part of Iceland to build a church and photograph its people. Like right when like photography was starting to be a thing. And then the deeper he goes into the unforgiving landscape, the more he strays from his purpose, the mission, and his morality. Letterbox says it at a 3.6. Um, seems pretty strong. Seems pretty strong. People are saying the
Yeah.
cinematography is gorgeous. So
Yeah. And like especially if it can get enough Iceland, like that would be a lot better than Denmark, because Denmark obviously they make quite a few films. We saw obviously the last 2 years they've been near to winning. They had Flea and then well they did win for another round. So like
yeah,
if it can be Iceland submission, that's great for this film.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Um, so another one to consider, Moon Age Daydream, uh, which Neon picked up. It is a documentary about David Bowie.
Okay.
Has an 85 on Metacritic, a 3.6 on Letterboxd, and it like looks insane. The visuals, it's been described as a cinematic odyssey. It's like looks like the colors. It looks crazy. I don't know how if this is necessarily an Oscars doc. I don't think it's going to
Okay.
be a thing. But you never know with Neon. It's a musical documentary, so we'll see. But I personally don't see this happening, but we'll see. We'll see. Another possibility for Iran is Layla's brothers from Saeed Rutas.
Wow,
I'm
full of
sorry,
hard names to say.
Rutai. It's picked up an 87 on Metacritic. Um,
Mhm.
so another strong possibility for Iran. This would make more sense than Holy Spider for me. Just personally from what I know about the films. It's about Layla, who at 40 who spent her whole life taking care of her parents and four brothers. The family's arguing all the time, and she's going to. And it's about her trying to start a family business to save them from poverty, and it's like an uplifting film. This is 3.7 on Letterboxd. People liked it. With no
Okay.
Oscar Ferrati, it could be a thing. Could be a thing for Iran.
Yeah.
So there's a couple big ones that we haven't brought up yet. I've been trying to highlight some of the other stuff that we saw. There's One Fine Morning from Mia Hansen Love, which we've talked about before. It's got an 84. Mia Hansen Love's last film, Bergman Island, didn't get in. I don't see why this film would. But Kelly Reichardt's showing up. No awards for it. Picked up an 81. So like nothing incredible. Like I feel like that's kind of standard for Kelly Reichardt. Like she just kind of
Yeah.
cranks out like films that are good.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, people. I mean, people liked it. Uh, so I don't know. It wasn't like the resounding response that I feel like is needed to get a film along the lines of Kelly Reichardt in. I guess
Mm.
like
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
didn't happen. I just like Kelly Reichardt does her own thing, and I like what she does. Um, I don't know. What are like? Do you like Kelly Reichardt?
I've only seen First Cow from her, so like, and that wasn't my favorite film ever. In the fact it was very boring, which was sort of the point, I guess. But you know,
Yeah,
yeah, it was okay. I respected it artistically. I respect what she was going for, but it just wasn't personally my thing. So you know, I'd definitely be interested to check out more of her stuff. But yeah,
yeah. I would really highly suggest Wendy and Lucy. Um, I think it might be her strongest. I really like it. It's a brisk hour 20.
Okay, that's better than First Cow.
So yeah. But this one, like all of her movies, stars Michelle Williams. But yeah, only a 3.3 though on Letterboxd, which is a bit disappointing because Letterboxd should be Kelly Reichardt's playground.
Yeah. Well,
So
okay.
yeah, it's maybe next time, Kelly. I'm
Yeah.
rooting for you. Armageddon Time from James Gray. This is Focus. This was a studio release. A 74.
Yeah.
I think that this is about what we were expecting. I mean, people were talking about this for picture. I may have even put it in. I don't think
I
this is
think
happening for picture.
you definitely had it in screenplay.
Yeah, and I still
Yeah.
think screenplay could happen. I still think Anthony Hopkins could happen.
Yeah.
Letterboxd has that as a 3.4. So like, I don't know. This might just be another James Gray.
Yeah, I don't have it anywhere. Like the only place I would put it would be Anthony Hopkins, but
Yeah,
as for the more major awards, I would not put this anywhere. Like it was heralded as maybe it's going to be the next Belfast. That's clearly probably not the case.
yeah. Yeah, it just I don't know. The Belfast, what did Belfast get on Metacritic? Belfast only did get a 75 in
Okay.
in
Yeah.
complete fairness.
Yeah.
But like we aren't seeing like the same response, I guess, that Belfast got. Like Belfast,
No, Belfast was very much crowd
like
pleasing, whereas this doesn't feel like that kind of film.
no, from reviews that I've read and watched, like this is like very much not a crowd pleaser.
Yeah.
It's like it examines childhood through a more like critical lens rather than like an uplifting lens.
Yeah.
Crimes of the Future from Cronenberg, only a 69.
Shame.
People,
I'm still looking forward to it, but
me too.
it's not the highest on my anticipation list anymore after seeing the sort of reaction to it.
Yeah, I've been seeing pretty mixed reactions. On Letterboxd is at a 3.2.
Yeah.
Yeah, people seem fairly mixed on it. I mean, and it's coming out soon. Like it's coming out this upcoming weekend.
Okay.
At least in the US,
Yeah.
from Neon. And like I think makeup and hair is still possible.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. But I don't know.
I don't know.
About this
Yeah.
one. It may be like just not a thing the Oscars go for.
Like it didn't feel like the triumphant return that I was expecting from Cronenberg.
No.
From the reactions at least. So yeah. Also worth noting, I guess the David Lynch thing just isn't happening.
No. We
I
were so
really
confident.
well, I mean,
that never came to anything.
considering the like 5 to 10 sources from Cannes officially being like, yeah, this was supposed to be a secret, but it's true.
Yeah, what a David Lynch move, mate. I bet you he was the one who started the rumors.
I honestly believe that.
Throw us off.
I honestly believe that, like legitimately.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is wild. That was just like a thing that was like what? We were all so confused. We never trust David.
No.
Just in general, if you know someone named David, don't trust him. But yeah. Okay. Just a couple of other things. Ethan Cohen's doc. Jerry Lee Lewis doc. Only 62.
Okay.
I'm not the biggest fans of it. I mean, A24 still has it, but like, I don't know. Maybe this just won't be a thing.
No.
It's unfortunate. A 3.2 on Letterboxd. So it maybe just like
Maybe
not
it's
not the best from the Coens.
maybe it's Joel Cohen who's doing all the heavy lifting when they're directing together. Maybe that's what we've learned from this experiment.
And, like,
Yeah. That's true.
And you didn't even like Tragedy of Macbeth.
I didn't like it even though. But I'm just saying, maybe this is a lesson to be learned from it. That maybe they should come together. They should stick together.
Yo, imagine, like, I don't know if anybody's ever thought of this. What if the Coen brothers work together? Like, they've done individual. Maybe they can make a good movie. I don't know. Too. RMN from Kristen Mungu, previous Palme d'Or winner, got a 74. Maybe not something to look out for too much. The Dardenne brothers' new film, Tori and Lakita, 2-time Cannes winners, a 72. Once again, not much. War Pony got a 68, even though it won Best First Feature.
Okay.
Brother and Sister has been like lauded as like the worst film of the fest by some. I think it's the lowest rated on Letterboxd. They got like a 2.4 or something like that by our
Wow.
disposition. So definitely not a thing there. Elvis, a 62.
Yeah. Well, people are
I
praising his performance, though. People are praising Austin
Yeah,
Butler
they're
and all
saying
that.
that Butler's good, and I don't know, costumes, production design, makeup, it could all still happen.
Yeah.
I think this is going to get Rocket Man though. It's at a 3.3 on
Yeah.
Letterboxd. I don't know.
It
I
could
think
well do. But I mean, like, I still wouldn't rule Butler out. Like, I'd definitely still put him in contention. And I would still have it probably in for like makeup and hair. Maybe. Yeah, maybe. And like other stuff like costume and production design. I'd probably put it on the bubble for a lot of categories, but
yeah,
maybe not actually
I'll have to
in
wait to
them.
see it too. I'll have
Yeah,
to wait
yeah,
to
because
see it.
it's not too long. Not too long until we get to it.
Yeah. Best Picture winner, my Michelle Hazanavicius. I've learned that name. His film that opened Cannes, Final Cut, only a 51. I don't think we were expecting that much else. Anything else notable? Oh, Lee Jung Jae's film of Squid Game got a
Yeah.
55. Hunt. So,
Okay.
bit unfortunate. This one is interesting. So by Kirill Serebrennikov, we have Tchaikovsky's wife.
Mm,
So this is weird because on Metacritic it's at like a 49, I think. Um, and like it's been getting review bombed on IMDb. I don't know how much of it is like if I just think it's from like it's a Russian film and people are rating it
yeah.
low.
Yeah.
Like because I don't know, like I've seen some people saying like this is like a very good film. I don't know. It's really hard to actually like judge their reviews with like any kind of like since I don't know. I don't know. Like Letterboxd
Yeah.
has it like not the strongest at a 3.3, but like I don't know. I don't know what's going on with this one. Regardless though, nothing from Russia is going to get nominated in this year.
No.
Anyway,
Is Ukraine releasing any films this year? Just
actually, let's double check.
yeah. Just as like a not to obviously trivialize very serious events, but like a good
Yeah,
way to get a nomination. Like if Ukraine are ever going to get a nomination, this is the
this
year.
is the year. Um, I'll look into that. I'll look into that.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So another thing that came out, and we talked about the trailer earlier. That
Yeah.
being 3,000 Years of Longing.
Yes.
57.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
This isn't going to get any nominations.
No. It looks bad. It looks really
It looks
bad. Like
bad.
I will obviously have to see it, but I'm not going in with a very open mind. Put it that way. I don't think it'll be my type of film, and apparently it's not the type of film for many people. Like, yeah, I was never really expecting this to be anything. I know a lot of people had it in like lots of things. I never had that, but yeah, I mean, if anything, these reactions have obviously just eliminated any swarm of Oscar buzz it may have
Like,
had.
it seemed, I don't know. It feels like they were just like, George Miller, do whatever you want. And he was like, okay. And they're like, well,
Yeah.
maybe we should.
Well,
Maybe that was a mistake. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't see this being like maybe costumes or production design or like sound or something. Like maybe it gets like a tech nomination or two, but like I don't see this happening.
no.
I'm sorry. I really don't see this being a thing. So yeah, I can't remember if we actually had it in anything.
I definitely didn't
Um,
put it in anything.
but but yeah, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so Ukraine, I believe there was so Klondike is the one that I'm finding, which I believe was a Sundance film. I think it's And it's crazy. It's the story of a Ukrainian family living on the border of Russia and Ukraine during the start of the war in 2014.
Okay.
And this
Why is
popped
that
up
not
as
getting buzz? Yeah.
right before, like, so yeah, so it's at a 3.5 on Letterboxd.
Okay.
And yeah, yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know if that could be a thing. I have
Might
to
be too
imagine,
topical. Yeah. Might be a bit too topical. A bit too hard
like,
hitting
I
for.
have to imagine Ukraine is submitting it though.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Like, it's
obviously, this isn't Ukraine's major priority right now, but this
right,
is just
of
yeah.
course, but like, that's a good point. Yeah, that'll be interesting to see. But that's like pretty much everything from Cannes. I think the biggest takeaways are After Sun.
Yeah.
I think could be really really big, and Triangle of Sadness taking the palm. I think we have to
Yeah.
look out for that. 3,000 Years of Longing, Armageddon Time,
Yeah.
showing up. Maybe films to be ignored. And Broker versus Decision to Leave up,
Interesting. Yeah.
heats up.
Interesting debate.
But yeah, I think that's the show. This was
That
a show
is
that was recorded across multiple weeks.
yes, multiple
Um,
weeks.
but it was a fun show. It was a fun show. It was fun
For
talking about
sure.
Cannes. We talked for a while. Talked for a while about Cannes. But I mean, hey, it's a lot to talk about with film festivals. A lot to
There
break down.
is. There is.
So we looking forward. We will be doing updated predictions. Post Cannes Film Festival. Definitely a couple things to consider. Definitely a couple things to consider. But with all that being said, Thomas, until next time, where can everybody find you?
You can find me at YouTube at Project Mayhem, where there may be some stuff in the future, and on Letterboxd at Thomas Gladstone.
Yes, you can find me on the basement at YouTube. Also, channel Trevor Matson, just my name on YouTube, where there will be a thing coming in the near future.
Wow.
Yeah, content, baby.
Definitive.
There's also on Twitter at TM Talks Movies and Letterboxd at Trevor Matson. Oh, and the Banana Meter. I have too many. I do too many. Yeah.
You're doing too much.
I'm doing too much.
You got to scale back.
Uh, but all those things, I guess, if you want. Until next time. Thank you for watching, everybody. Stay safe.